I learned this material to become a mediator, and what I discovered was it really influenced my whole life and my relationships. And when I discovered how much power these tools had, I wanted to be able to share them with people. I really have a commitment to peacemaking that comes out of my personal religious background in spirituality. I want to point out, though, that this method has no particular religious creed behind it. And I realized as I was working in mediation that so much of our habitual way of being in the world is kind of a recipe for conflict. You know, we don't try, we're not bad people, we just don't know how to really make peace and overcome our conflicts. My day job, I'm a pastor in the United Church of Christ, which is a progressive Christian church. And I did training with the Lombard Mennonite Peace Center in mediation, and that's where I found this tool. And from there, I studied with Marshall Rosenberg and about 8 other trainers certified by him in the compassionate communication method, and have done a lot of informal study too, you know, all the books and videos I can get my hands on. The center has a very broad mandate, right? And peacemaking per se is on the list. And I think when people read that, they think, well, you know, I'm not going into international politics, so what can I do? And my belief is that peacemaking happens in our homes, in our jobs, at school. It's a daily practice. And when we get good at it, we are gonna bear the fruits of it in our community. I think it's really kind of at the heart of what the center is about, in figuring out how in small daily ways we can make the world a more connected, a more peaceful, more caring place. I walk them through some very simple principles, and then we do a lot of replaying interactions that have happened in people's lives, or imagining interactions that people want to have in their lives, and walking through the principles as we go. So I use visual aids because that helps people as they're talking. It kind of gives them a roadmap of where they are in the process. And I use natural language. Some people who teach compassionate communication have kind of a formula for language, and then everybody's like, oh, did I do it right? So in order to avoid that problem, we just use natural language. So, and we actually have floor cards that we walk through sometimes, walking through the process. Again, it's a learning aid so that you can kinesthetically process the new skills that you're learning. We need people's real life situations to work on, and that makes it always interesting, even if somebody's taking the class multiple times, which people often take the series multiple times. It can lead to reliably shifting the way you see the world, from a world filled with judgments and comparisons and blame and who's bad and who's wrong, to a world where you can see into people's hearts and feel connected with them. And that's pretty awesome.